Welcome, everyone.
I was going to have a little.
Morning, Mary Alice.
And call to order this special November 7th meeting of the Grant County Board of Commissioners. So first item is to approve the special meeting agenda, and Commissioner Edwards has just pointed out that...
Should we what? I don't know. Some people here in the
Actually, if you want to, yeah. I had it taken off the special meeting agenda.
Really?
But yeah, that's fine. Is it?
It is on there. That's why I'm saying it. Yep.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to say it.
Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico as the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. So what do you need to change?
So I'm looking at two different agendas. I guess I got wires crossed with Bernadette. So is that the agenda that we want to go with then?
I thought that this is what
Which one was publicized?
this.
That's one you got to go with. Yeah, that's
Okay.
when we really have an option.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the special meeting agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Well, I don't know if I should have, if there could be some discussion. Do you want to explain what changes you were thinking we should make, and you can see if we can really make those?
Yeah, so the one that I thought I sent Bernadette showed Roman numeral number 3 as a discussion of county manager evaluation criteria in an open session.
Which is what I thought we talked about at our last meeting. Right.
But the published agenda does not reflect that.
So my understanding is we can add discussions. We just can't add action items.
Well, it also states performance evaluation, so anything that falls under performance evaluation, whether you're going to change it or...
That isn't, I think anything you take into an executive session, you can bring back out and discuss.
And then discuss it. So I don't care which order we do it in, I guess.
I don't either.
Although maybe I should. So would there be a problem with adding discussion of the process? We're not changing the action item. That's any action necessary as a result of the closed executive session.
I feel as though it's implied.
I don't see any problem with you could discuss it in executive session. Well, actually, you probably couldn't, because it is not the actual evaluation. You're talking about the evaluation criteria.
That's my perception.
I believe your performance evaluation would encompass that issue. So I think if you would like to expand it to the open meeting, I think you're fine. I think the key is, did the public have notice of the issue that you're going to discuss? I think so.
And item E says any action necessary as a result of a closed executive session.
Which maybe should have been item V, but whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so to that point, Mr. Brown, I've asked that in the future that be its own Roman numeral item so that we come out of executive session before we take any necessary action. Okay, so
I think you can change that right now. It's on there. It's just numbered incorrect.
yeah, so
I agree.
That happens once in a while.
so if we want to make, do you want to make that motion then?
It really does. I'm teasing you.
Okay, well, I'll move that we correct the agenda by changing sub E of Roman numeral 4 to Roman numeral 5, and changing Roman numeral 5 to Roman numeral 6.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now.
So now we need to approve the agenda.
Now back to the other question of, are we going to go into executive session to discuss the county manager evaluation criteria and then come back out, or do you want to?
I don't believe we can discuss the criteria in a closed session. I believe we can discuss our evaluation of specific people in an executive session, because that's opinion. But the criteria should be a process that's discussed in open meeting, I believe.
And I think we just got that from county attorney that it's okay to go ahead and do that, right?
Well, I was thinking that thinking that the criteria of an evaluation would be more similar to a policy type thing where you would need to discuss,
So did we.
1 through 10. However, if you're actually evaluating 1 through 10, then you could do that in your executive session.
Right.
We're probably being much more specific.
I think we all agreed that that's what we thought we were getting when we left that meeting last time, and that's just not what we got.
Okay.
I agree.
Yes.
Chair,
I apologize for my communication with Maria. I've got the agenda, I've got 2 agendas, and the one is exactly that what we're creating now. I just didn't get that to Bernadette. So. Go
I
ahead.
would like to move that we add a Roman numeral 4 between what is now 3 and now 4, and that be a discussion of the evaluation process for the county manager and the county attorney.
Okay.
So then you're going to make...
And that would be number 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7.
Okay, got it. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. So moving on to discussion of county manager and county, let's just take the county manager first, if that's okay. So from my way of thinking, we came up with, we had 2 plans. One we got from, or 2 sets of criteria. One we got from the county manager, one Commissioner Edwards came up with. So I know that at least myself and one other commissioner took the performance evaluation that we got from Manager Webb and went and addressed that with her. And then we were working on another draft. It would be mine. We'll go by the pleasure of the commission, but I'd like to develop something between this time now and next year to do that. I think we've already, it's my feeling that we've already evaluated the county manager and ready to move on beyond that. What's the pleasure of the commission?
So, then, if I understand correctly, what you're saying is, we would use the evaluation that, the county manager provided to us initially, for this year's evaluation, and then, spend some time between now and next year creating the evaluation that we might use for the county manager's position in the future.
That would be my preference.
So if we do that, what I would like to do is formalize how we should do that going forward. So in other words, appoint or volunteer for 2 commissioners to be a committee to create the evaluation that we would use in the future.
Okay, any discussion?
That would be fine with me. I think I could live with either or.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I do think that the what you're handing out right now, the duties and responsibilities have to be an integral part of any evaluation you're doing. Because if this is the county manager's duties, then that's what you have to evaluate them on. I feel, you knew last time, I felt as though some of the questions that were asked were either ambiguous or I just didn't feel as though they really tracked with the job as well as they could have.
So I think, taking note of that, I think that what I'm suggesting is that that the 2 commissioners, whoever they might be, come up with something that takes all 3 of these documents into consideration, the document that Charlene originally sent, the stuff that I came up with, and this duties and responsibilities, and create an evaluation to be used in the future.
Okay, yeah, I'd be open to that.
So it would be a process that would be in place in time for the contract conversation next year at this time.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Which really ought to be July,
Yeah, not necessarily just
not necessarily at this time. Really, you ought to do your evaluation in July, and contracts ought to be done sometime September, October, rather than waiting until May.
So I'd like to see step one of this process, since we have two outgoing commissioners with lots of experience. If you could review this duties and responsibilities that the county manager has given us with her outlining her duties and responsibilities, if you can see anything that's missing on there that just really sticks out and get that to us, then we can add that on there. I think she did a pretty good job, but there's actually, I mean, it's just not all inclusive. I think she would have had to spend a lot more time. It's 2 pages, but she does a lot, so it's not all inclusive. If you see something that's sticking out, that's missing, get that to us and we'll add that on there. And actually, any of the commissioners, if you see something, of course, that's missing. And then from there,
So, Mr. Chair?
yes,
I'd like to suggest that we use sort of the same basic process to create an evaluation for the county attorney as well.
okay,
So ask the county attorney to provide a list of duties and
Could you do that?
responsibilities and look at what, if any, other templates there are out there for evaluating the county attorney. I think, I just want to say for the benefit of the public, there wasn't this specific process in place for evaluation of either the county attorney or the county manager at the time we took this on, and we are just, our efforts are to create an evaluation for the county manager position and the county attorney position moving forward.
okay, so would it be the pleasure of the commission to select 2 committee members as suggested by Commissioner Edwards then?
Well, I would suggest waiting until you have your new commission.
Okay, I think that's a good idea, yeah.
Unless it's going to be one of you, 2 of you 3.
I see the logic of doing that, but I also think that Commissioners Billings and Edwards have put a lot of time into this already, that they have a head start. And, I would nominate the 2 of them. And my guess would be that the incoming commissioners would be relieved not to be thrown right into that. They'll be figuring out things.
I was going to say, based on my first year as commissioner, I would not want to do that.
Well, but this is one thing you could do, is you could build it.
Yes.
And that still gives Gabe and I a little time to
Yes.
advise or help or whatever. And you could actually approve it in January or February.
Right.
With them having some time to go over it and question methods and means. So you actually would have 7 commissioners involved in.
In the process. I think that's great.
So was that a formal motion?
Yes.
Second. All in favor?
Are you willing to take that on?
Yeah.
Aye.
Before January? No, but maybe.
So maybe
February, March?
We could say March 1st, we would do it in March.
I think it's an incredibly important task. I think I'm really bad at it, and I really appreciate you guys doing it.
I think it's substantially less time than the hospital time.
That's true. Okay, very good then. Moving along to the next agenda item. Are
Executive session.
we ready to go into executive session?
Mr. Chairman, I move to, I'm sorry.
No, go
Did I
ahead.
get it? I move to move into executive session in accordance with NMSA 78 and 1518 for discussion of the county manager Charlene Webb's performance evaluation, discussion of the county attorney Abigail Burgess' performance evaluation, county manager's contract agreement number A1832, and the county attorney's contract agreement A1833.
There'll be a roll call vote. The question is, do you vote to go into executive session?
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramos?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Chairman Biller?
Yes.
Yes.
We are in executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move to come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We're out of executive session. No action was taken in executive session.
Chair?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to move that we approve Agreement A 1832, extending by 1 year the employment contract for the county manager, and including a COLA equivalent to what county employees receive.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Will you adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.